Today's it is a second topic for ASP.NET web application development. We are continuing to explain, let you warm up what's all about ASP.NET. So today we are going to give a short demonstration of how to create a website in the Visual Studio environment. So usually there is a creating the website. There's a in the IDE. I mean Visual Studio IDE. There is a three way. One is the file system based on it's HTTP, and the third one is FTP. Why I think it's a little bit older way, but I'm just want to short description for those are already outdated, but I think it's more important is how to create web application while you use when you creating the scratch. So there is of course very convenient while you create a new project, you have there is a choice you can able to choose. So before that, based on the .NET framework, there has a different kind of option than as well. So basically, if you have a higher than 2010, then basically they should be ASP.NET website. Then you can able to create website. Then they will be give a definitely create such things. Then compile it. Then you can able to run it. Even you can stop somewhere else and you can debug it. This is very important. What is concerning about HTTP based is that's a situation that because, as I said, your web application basically you can develop in locally, but you can finally you have to running in somewhere else in the website. So it should be some way to form the website. Definitely locate some outside of your. This website should be definitely give us some IP address or domain, then publicly accessible for the customer or the public user. So one thing is that how you can integrate this while you develop, and how you can flexible or convenient way to directly upload to website. So it's one way is while you create FTP based, it means they will while you creating, they definitely ask you to FTP username and password. Then while you doing the such kind of changes, you're creating your page, they will be definitely way to you can directly handle these things. You can upload in the destination. So it's very convenient to development. If you hurry up to very confident to you don't necessary to debug it in locally. So it is a kind of choice. It's the other choice, of course. Do that. Each single application, each single web page, you can do the upload it by the half of FTP server. And then, of course, there is a creating ASP web application project. There is a several option. Even you can choose one of the, for example, using the web server, using the, I don't know, there should be give a URL, IIS server. They didn't mention the IIS, but usually they say a Visual Studio Development server or IIS server. So if you already have IIS server or Visual Studio, of course, they embedded their own development server, so you can, while you're testing, you can use it directly also fine. But sometimes if you think it is while you're opening the Visual Studio, you have to run it inside of Visual Studio. You think it's a little bit not efficient for memory or processor handling, CPU handling. Then you can isolate, you can run it the IIS in the different outside your application. Then it is a way to you can choose second one. Yes. Website solution. There's of course there's a several things get advanced from while you create such a kind of website solution. You can able to compile it, you can able to check it the error, you can debug it. So it is a kind of convenient place to you can integrate all of them. There is a several content while you creating new things. So for example, web page, we're basically located in the web browser. Some application, I mean, they will be, app code can be put in the CSS, C#, such things can put in here, such backend data application, XML, if there's use it, then they will be located in the app data. So some global resource, local resource, some theme, I mean, they will calculate in the skin, web source, and those things can be by default, they create such kind of, by default, categories of folder. So it should be help you to manage while you maintain the website in the long term. It should be good. And then, as I said, this is creating the ASPX, it means page. So there is a several type ASP page. There's two things included. One is the HTML factor, HTML element included, then as well as included C# code. This is one type of page. Sometimes it is also another way to, there is a being called code behind the page. It is one is a single file. Single file is combined your source code and HTML element together. Then while compiled, they will be separated as HTML and then your HTML and as well as the dynamic code. Another way to, there is two ways to separate the two pages, but code behind the page, it's physically separate in the development stage. So it means you can able to maintain this view, maintain the visual part, not embedded in the source code. So it's one is very good practice to while you're creating the web page. It's very good. Of course, there's another things that a single file page, and then there's a separate this behind the code. This is physically this two of them. They has of course they has advantage and then also as well as a disadvantage. Then of course while you're creating the website, there is a the site must be precompiled while you running in the application server first time. So it means as long as who accessing the first time, they compile it first time. So it means first user will be feel a little bit slow. After that, there is no difference between the static page and the dynamic page. So it's very close. So it's a little bit difference. You can think that this is a drawback, but you also think it is a good side because while you if you think each page can be compiled, after that there is no other step you will go through. You can just provide the service. So it is I think it is advantage in my opinion. Yeah, that's all about today's topic. Basically, it is kind of how to create web application. We can use in the practice time to expose more about what about how to create one simple web application using the ASP.NET. Okay. Yes.